This weekend marks one of the hottest the state has ever seen. Yes, it is July, but from the Panhandle to the Valley to El Paso to the Arklatex, average daily temperatures have either been just under or well into the triple digits. This past week at the state capitol, former inmates and relatives rallied in protest of hot conditions inside state prisons. They're calling for air conditioning to keep cells under a maximum 85 degrees. In the month and a half, at least 52 inmates have died inside Texas Department of Criminal Justice prisons. Advocates worry many of them succumb to heat-related illnesses.
John Anthony Southards, I'm doing this for you, son, because I need to know exactly what my son faced in his last moments.
This included the mother of a 36-year-old found unresponsive in his cell late last month. Lawmakers want Governor Greg Abbott to take emergency action in a special session as this hot summer rolls on.
This is a state of emergency, people. It's too late for my son, but it's not too late for change, and it needs to happen today.
It is up to the governor if he is able to fit this in. I know that he has a Texas House bipartisan support that's ready for us to respond to this crisis.
TDCJ declined our invitation to give an interview on this issue. They have told us in the past, though, that core to this department's mission is protecting the public, our employees, and the inmates in our custody. They say they have added about 9,500 more cooled beds since 2018. Governor Abbott has also not yet responded to our request for comment. Joining me now is reporter Ryan Chandler. Ryan, you were at this rally this week, but this is an issue you've been following for a while now.
Yeah, Josh, the oppressive heat in Texas prisons is something that TDCJ has known about for decades, but especially as we see these record hot weeks this summer, we've seen increased concern and increased deaths in our Texas prisons. This week, I went through all of the custodial death reports from TDCJ from the beginning of the summer. There's been 60 of them just since June 1st. And out of those, almost a quarter are among young, otherwise healthy people under 40 years old. But we know that TDCJ has not reported a heat-related death officially since 2012. But because of the heat that we've seen in these cells, on these hot summer days, some of these cells reach internal temperatures of 120, 130. We know of at least one instance where the inside of a facility was 149 degrees. So that has led these advocates to say it's not a mystery why we're seeing these people die so suddenly and so tragically, and they're calling for change.
And one of the things you've highlighted in the previous reporting that I don't think everyone understands is that this impacts more than just the inmates, correct?
Sure. Imagine going to work there every day. I've talked to former and current correctional officers who say that they are scared for their health just putting on the uniform and going to work. I talked to one former TDCJ employee who said that he saw ambulances come daily for inmates and weekly for correctional officers. Imagine that you are walking the rounds in these unconditioned prisons every day in a stab-proof vest and a full uniform. It's hard, demanding, dangerous work, not just because of the environment they're in, but because of the heat that they are surrounded by. So this has led to serious staffing challenges for TDCJ. They are facing an attrition rate for first-year officers that reaches 40%. They have thousands of open officer positions because they can't attract or keep people who want to work in these conditions.
And Ryan, one of the things about this bill in the session, there was bipartisan support, right?
That's right. The Texas House did show wide bipartisan efforts to try and amend this issue. There was a bill that would regulate the temperatures inside TDCJ prisons to be between 65 and 85 degrees. That passed 124 to 24, with Democrats and Republicans standing emphatically behind it. When it went over to the Senate, it failed to get out of committee.
All right, Ryan, thank you very much.
Thank you.
A second chance thanks to the pandemic.
Trouble is easy to get in, and it's hard to get out of.
Now, after years of uncertainty, while proving he deserves to remain free, we catch up with one Texan enjoying milestones he thought he would never see behind bars.